Behold, here is the best girl for Grand Blue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok. She has a very high damage cap that even I'm still learning to break that. But after all these hours playing her, she became one of my most favorite characters. And today, I want to show you my build for her that I cleared all of the endgame content and to hit almost 335 million damage on the 60-second time attack. And I'll be flat out honest, I suck at that thing. So without further ado, my name is KJ from Hokkaido, but you can call me KJ, and let's go over baby girl Beatrix. Now, for someone who knows nothing about the Grand Blue games, I honestly thought Beatrix would be like the other close range characters in the game, but man was I wrong. After playing her and seeing how fluid her range is, I am now a part of the Beatrix society. Beatrix has honestly a very simple kit to understand, as she has simple and quick different combos that can maximize her potential, which can lead to different combo finishers. And as you do each of the combo finishers, you'll be able to build up her meter. And by pressing the triangle button, you are able to swap into a different mode, each granting Beatrix a different buff. This one being the attack buff that raises her attack, but at the cost of her losing a set amount of HP in the process. This one being the health buff, which gives her offset regen. And this one being a defense buff that raises her defense and also gives her armor so she can attack the enemy without being interrupted. Additionally, if you hold down the triangle button or Y button if you're playing on Xbox, you'll be able to swap between the modes. When you also trigger link attacks, you'll also be able to follow it up with a combo finisher to fill up your gauge. Now once Beatrix's gauge is fully maxed out, if you hold on the triangle button after doing a complete spin, you'll be able to let go at any moment into any mode you prefer, and she's going to be empowered as all of her basic attacks will now be quicker. Additionally, when she goes into a combo finisher, she could also go into a power finisher. So her gameplay loop is very simple. It's all about doing skills into combo finishers to fill up her gauge, to then enter the empowered mode, which is called Devour Casualty, to deal a lot more damage. Now, when it comes to her combos that allow her to fill her gauge easily, go for her simplest combo where you mash your square button until you're able to perform your combo finisher. Her other combos are pretty quick, but they don't really fill up her meter. So with all that said, let's move on to Beatrix's skills and talk about which one is the best one to use. Starting with Writhing Free, which is a simple gap closer ability that, of course, you can follow up with a combo finisher. It also has a very short cooldown and allows you to get close to the enemy, which is where Beatrix wants to be. When you are in your overclock state, because you want to do these combo finishers after using said skills, having a skill that has a very short cooldown is going to allow you to use your overclock state even more. Star Chaser is her second move that is really good, which is a very simple long range projectile that deals some good damage and will also lead you into a combo finisher and effectively gap close onto the enemy. Star Chaser also has a very short cooldown, and because you want to keep spamming your combo finishers while in overclock state, having a skill that is reliable in cooldown and you can basically use at all times is really valuable to have. The next skill is going to be Thunderbird, where Beatrix can leap into the air to hit the enemy for a lot of damage. And the cool thing about Thunderbird is that it has a really high stun multiplier, which can trigger in link time, which will also allow you to go into more combo finishers. This skill is very efficient in regards to doing a lot of damage and increasing your damage output and building your gauge, while also being very useful for the team. The final skill that I would use personally is Unchained, where it is a quick dodge that can be used up to 3 times. However, if you press the triangle button when you're using the skill to evade a hit, you can also perform a combo finisher. You basically have a way of dodging incoming attacks that will also be rewarded by filling up your gauge. Therefore, it allows Beatrix to remain on the offensive and being very aggressive, focusing on filling up her gauge. You can also use Unchained as a gap closer to start your combos off after you do a combo finisher as well. So now you know how to play Beatrix and what her best skills are. Let us go over what is her best sigils. Her signature sigils, as they are actually quite important for Beatrix and how she is able to be more efficient. I will start off by saying this. Her Awakening sigil is still pretty good to use, but I personally like using Ultramarine's Flash. It shortens Beatrix's skill cooldowns by 20% when she is in Devour Casualty. Again, that is ideal because that is going to allow you to spam your skills, which will also allow you to get your power finishers, which will also allow you to deal a lot of damage. Then we have Ultramarine's Adversity, where you will boost Beatrix's damage by a max of 20% based on how low her health is. On paper, it's okay, but it's not really needed in endgame content. You'd really want her health that low to begin with, and most enemies one-shot you anyway. characters like Vasaraga that can guarantee to live on 1 HP and still dish out a lot of damage, but not Beatrix. I don't really recommend that you guys should use Adversity, as it's also pretty difficult to guarantee that you will be able to proc its effects. Finally, we have our Warpath Sigil, Ultramarine's Warpath, which boosts your damage by 20% and your supplementary damage by 10% while you're in Devour Casualty. However, your auto damage while you're in your attack mode in Devour Casualty goes up by 50%. This sigil is really good to have as it boosts your damage and supplementary damage while you're in attack mode in Devour Casualty. What I personally do is build my healing and defense modes, then swap to attack mode so I can use the effects of a Warpath Sigil and dish out a lot of damage in the process. Let's go over Beatrix's Overmasteries and which one are the best for her. So for her Overmastery traits, the ones that you will want are as follows. You would want normal attack damage cap up and skill damage cap up. Those two stats are the ones with the most priority. With Beatrix's gameplay and rotations, it will mainly focus around utilizing her combo finishers along with a lot of skills. Having a lot of stun power will also be very beneficial for you, as you'll be able to stun the enemy a lot more often. Now, as for the master traits, all of these master styles are going to vastly change the way that Beatrix plays. I am running Essence on the clock. The reason I am running this master trait is that because this has high risk, high reward, and I like high risk playstyles. However, this is also the hardest master traits to play because if you ever get knocked out, you need to build all of your buffs again to even reach that max level of Embrace Unleash, which is going to be the buff that you get from the enhanced Delta attack, health, and defense buffs from your style rank 2 perk. The first perk will enhance your Delta clock. Your attack position grants you additional 2% damage dealt, your defense position grants you additional 2% defense, and your healing position grants you additional 2% regen. Style perk 2 on the Essence tree is going to enhance your Delta clock stats upon landing either a combo finisher or a power finisher in Devour Casualty. Your attack position gets a 30% damage boost to your SPA damage cap, your defense position gets a 30% to your damage skill damage cap, and your healing position gets a 30% to your normal attack damage cap. Also, when your gauge is full after landing a combo finisher while being buffed by your attack, defense, and healing positions, it activates your Devour Casualty. And the last perk, after landing power finishers while being buffed by your attack, defense, and healing positions during Devour Casualty, grants levels of Embrace Unleash, which is a max level of 10. When you get to level 10, you gain all of the buffs from the positions and you can perform combo finishers at any time while at level 10. However, when either Devour Casualty ends or you get knocked out, all of your clock buffs will be removed. For the master traits that I chose for her, they are the additional buffs for the Delta clock. 10% drain cap while in healing form, match HP, buff duration for the Delta clock, overall damage cap that I could get, square attacks get a 35% damage cap, and stun. For rank 3, I chose 10% gain on the Embrace gauge, 5% damage dealt while in Devour Casualty. I also took a lot of the EX buffs. So this is going to be at level 10 of your Embrace Unleash, you also gain 20% damage dealt. Now, as for the weapons and other stuff, I'm currently using the Max Transcendent Terminus weapon. It is by far the best option when compared to the rest of the weapons. For my imbued stone, I went with stun power since you need a lot of stun power, followed by potion hoarder and Aegis for a bit of health. For the swappable traits, I went for tyranny instead of regenerative drain. When you are leveling and progressing though, I highly recommend you use the Stinger weapon. This weapon is going to be really good for you just because you get a 30% skill damage cap boost along with guts so you can survive on 1 HP. For my build, I am running 1 defense and 2 support sigils, and each one of those will be able to raise my defense by 6%. So a total of 18% that I have. Also, I have a total of 7 attack type sigils, which works with my other perk that gives me 10% to my attack. So a total of 50% attack. And for the others, Celestial Lumen, Celestial Terror, Celestial Nyx, and Fatebreaker are all going to raise my damage cap. Supplementary damage I do have on my build max as well. My Beatrix HP is around 104k due to me using the Tyranny trait on my Tyrannus weapon, but ideally you would want her to be around 110 to 170k HP. You can change around the sigils if you like. I just personally play her like a glass cannon without using the glass cannon sigil, so guts can be useful here. I'm also running 45 quick cooldown, 15 cascade, uplift, and nibble onslaught. 15 Aegis for her HP, 15 improved dodge, 15 firm stance because of the enemy pull radius, and 15 stout heart. I love stout heart on this build because since I need to be in attack form a lot, I can keep fighting without being flinched. And potion hoarder and auto revive to finish it off. I have yet to go over the summons, as these summons are very important and vastly help you improve your build and give you some room to change your sigils around. As you can see, I have 2 critical hit rate up summons, a skill damage up summon, and a stat heart summon. You can normally get these from equip bonuses like normal attack damage cap up to around 100, but sadly, I'm not so lucky. For your main stat on the summons, you would want War Elemental, Berserker Echo, Spartan Echo, and for your 4th summon, it can be whatever you want. For your substats, you would normally want normal attack damage cap up, skill damage cap up, stun power, and skill damage up. And there you have it. This is my current endgame Beatrix build for Endless Ragnarok, and I have honestly been finding this build truly fun. I have cleared all the Infinity quests with her by using this high risk, high reward playstyle. I personally like having the enhanced buffs and being able to spam your combo and power finishers when you're at max level, dealing a lot of damage. With that being said, let me know what character that I should do next. I'm low-key thinking about going over Seophon, but who knows. Also, if you have enjoyed this video, then please leave a like on it and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as it helps me out in the long run. With that being said, my name is KJ from Hokkaido, but you guys can call me KJ. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.